You are going to get more jacked in the next 3 months just changing your mindset than the people that have been grinding for the last 5 months trying to get that summer body, counting their macros, showing up every single day for these sweaty workouts. And like I said, this is just about changing the way that you think. It is not a complicated concept at all. I want you to think about the top of mind goal that you have right now. Maybe it's lose 15 pounds, maybe it's gain some pounds of muscle, maybe it's see your abs, maybe it's way more substantial, like lose 100 pounds. Now, if you've ever tried to do this before, or even if this is the first time that you're trying to do this, I want you to think about the emotional relationship that you have to the process when it comes to actually changing your diet, when it comes to actually showing up and work out. How do those things make you feel? Honestly, do you feel empowered by those ideas, or do you feel like, man, this is going to be such a struggle? So now that you've answered that question, I want you to ask yourself, do you legitimately believe that it's going to be easier, right? That the process or life itself is going to be easier once you reach the goal that's top of mind? And why do you think it's going to be easier? Do you genuinely believe that you're not going to have to work as hard once you reach that goal? This is what we call the marathon versus the sprint ideology. The sprint ideology is essentially that we're going to have to put in this large amount of effort up front to essentially reap the benefits once we pass that finish line. Now, this is attractive up front for a lot of reasons. Number one, we perceive that we're going to reach the goals faster. We perceive that all of this sacrifice, all of this effort is going to pay off in the end, and so it's worth it right now to suffer a little bit. Now, I'm not here to tell you that suffering in pursuit of a goal is a bad thing. And in fact, if you can condition yourself to some degree of suffering, right, you are going to get much closer to the process that I think is the most beneficial when it comes to reaching goals and holding on to those goals, which is the marathon mindset. The marathon mindset essentially states that as time goes on, we are going to get better and better. And as we improve, we are going to set our sights on higher and higher goals. The difference between the marathon mindset and the sprint mindset is that the sprint mindset has an end point, a point where we essentially assume we're going to reach our goals, and thus it's acceptable to revert back to our old habits, the habits that got us here in the first place. Whereas with the marathon mindset, we are continuing to strive for higher and higher levels of achievement, and thus the habit shifts become much more of identity-based shifts. We ain't planning to go back to that old diet. We ain't going back to those old weekends where we were getting slammed and just eating a bunch of bad food looking for pleasure. These habit shifts are here, and they are here to stay. And because we are looking at them through the lens of, hey, I'm going to be doing this for life, we are taking the route to physical transformation that is actually the easiest. And that's the one where we find comfort and ease doing the healthy habits. And that's the one where, hey, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. I only have like 20 more seconds, so if you want me to go into more detail with this stuff, drop a comment below. But for now, what does this look like objectively? When it comes to your diet, we're not going to be counting macros. We're not going to be figuring out how we can shove these meal prep sessions into our schedule that we really don't enjoy showing up to do anyway. Instead, we're just raising our awareness with our relationship with food. How does it feel to eat the food that I'm eating? Why do I seek food as comfort? Insert fitness example, insert mental health example, like and follow for more.